So, hi everybody. This is a continuation of a question that was actually asked at the EULA conference. I only think that it would be very fair enough to hear from somebody from Liberia instead of just getting one side of the story, one side of the coin. So, to balance it, I'll pose the same question to the chairman. And, chairman, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Franklin K. Wesseh, National Executive Chairman of the Center for the Exchange of Intellectual Opinions in Liberia.
Okay. So, when you say intellectual opinion, is it what kind of organization is that?
It is a branch of civil society organization that
Okay.
creates the platform for critical minds to congregate on a daily basis,
Okay.
cross-pollinate on critical issues.
Okay. So, will you say is a think tank or is a watchdog group? Like what exactly?
Beautiful, more like of a watchdog group
Okay.
because it normally critiques government's policies and other issues.
Okay. And so that would bring me to the question with dual citizenship. What is your take and what is your organization? Because right now you are speaking for so many other Liberians. You're representing so many other Liberians at this time. So, what is your take on the dual citizenship?
Yeah, firstly, when we say dual citizenship, one has to understand what is meant by dual citizenship.
Right.
My understanding of dual citizenship is somebody having two citizenships, bearing two passports.
Okay.
And our law doesn't call for that.
Okay.
Our law forbids that.
Okay.
And yes, there are lots of Liberians.
When you say our law, which
Liberian
law?
law.
Which law specifically is
The
it Liberia?
Constitution.
Okay, which part of can you quote any part of the Constitution that prohibits dual citizenship?
No, basically, I cannot quote the specific article,
Okay,
but,
okay, and which Constitution are we talking about this time?
the organic laws of Liberia are reduced into the Magna Carta called the Constitution.
Okay.
And it is that body of laws that governs the state.
Okay, because the reason why I asked this question, since we're referring to the law, I would like people to have a frame of reference.
Yeah.
So since you cannot quote specifically in whatever constitution is being used in Liberia right now, what constitution, what year, or what is the current constitution of Liberia? Because that will help people to go back to go and review that.
Yeah. The 1985 revised edition of the Constitution of Liberia.
Okay, the
Yeah.
1985.
Yeah,
Okay.
revised.
All right. So what in reference to that constitution and what your opinions are on the?
Yeah, as I said, the Constitution forbids dual citizenship.
Okay.
And I personally will want to opinionate that yes, it is troubling that some of our brothers and sisters left our country for many reasons, ranging from war, scholarship opportunities, DV, etc.
Right.
And they're in the diaspora, and they
Right.
have to assume citizenship of the countries they find themselves in. But one thing you need to understand is that even in America, when you are applying for the American citizenship, you are told to denounce whatever citizenship you bore before. And if you had that citizenship,
How is America telling people to
America
do that?
is a requirement in the form that you fill in to take the citizenship of America. It is indicated that
And what is the exact words that will say to that effect that a person should denounce? Because it's one thing assuming it and one thing really knowing it factually.
Yeah, you made a very salient point. But what I do know is that the American society or the American government prefers its citizenship to any other citizenship. So if you want to exhume it, it is a requirement that you denounce whatever citizenship you had.
Okay, so are we modeling the American Constitution? Are we modeling the American citizenship laws?
I should think
for
so,
Liberians?
because Liberia as a country has emulated the good examples of America.
But there are some bad examples of America, because when it comes to immigrants and it comes to citizenship, for example, America is a very strong country when it comes to that because of the immigrants that came here who were able to be citizens of this country. So we are in 2015, and so if a country like Liberia, who has citizens who are all over the world, who constantly they say, you'll come home. And some of us, we are citizens of other countries. How can we come home if we're not given a chance to still uphold what we've learned over the years in other countries and come back and be a part of our country?
Firstly, what is more important to me is people of my country
Okay.
having dual citizenship.
Okay.
When I said Liberia emulates the good examples of America, I mean the good ones. So
Okay.
yes, America should have some bad, examples.
Right.
I'm interested in the good ones.
Right.
And I want you to understand, the essence of this dual citizenship,
Okay.
and the reason why people back home are frowning at people that have assumed a second citizenship.
Okay, so what are the
reasons?
reasons, like specifically?
Basically, for me, I think it is because our people are impoverished. Our people are lacking in terms of a basic social necessities.
Okay.
I think our people feel inferior to those who have come here and have acquired some good level of learning over the time, and then they fall prey, they play second fiddle to them when they return to Liberia. So
Okay.
if you had a society where there was much for its citizenry, if you had a society where people's capacity were being enhanced, people had enough to eat, not many people would be afraid of people coming from America with their masters and whatever.
Okay.
So the problem back home has been inferiority complex.
So do you think that's a problem that should take the country back? Because from what you're saying, that means Liberia would rather stay at where it is with people who not to say if you're not educated, you don't have a mindset that would take a country forward, but how about we or the people who have learned and bringing in new know-how?
Yeah.
Bringing in new technology to the country. So yeah, and I get the point that there will be people who will treat people inferior, but that's in every society. Every society will have people who will do that. But then we have the ones who are really coming for the betterment of the country. So because of that, our country's citizen, or country's government and legislation or judiciary should kind of put a country back because of people being Liberia feeling inferior to the people who are learned. Do you think that's something that will push the country forward?
So you see, if you were to ask me whether Liberians who came to America and assumed American citizenship should be allowed to enjoy their Liberian citizenship, I would say yes, because people came here voluntarily and involuntarily, and you're not going to blame a man who took advantage of his situation to maximize the opportunity he or she met here.
Exactly.
But what
That's
I'm
my
saying,
point.
I'm just giving you a clearer picture of why
what happened in
people are thinking
Liberia.
against it. Like me,
Okay.
I deal with a lot of people on a daily basis.
Right.
We sample opinions.
Okay.
I am of the opinion that
right.
our people who came here and assumed citizenship of this country
Will miss
should enjoy their Liberian citizenship when they return.
Okay.
But it's a process.
Okay.
There has to be a referendum
Right.
where that article or clause of the Constitution will be, amended.
Okay, because I was looking for something on the Liberian Constitution and how it relates to, well, what it talks about when it comes to citizenship. And the one thing I could find was the 1986 Constitution Article 28. Is that something that sounds familiar to you?
Okay.
And it reads, any person at least one of whose parents was a citizen of Liberia, provided that any such person upon reaching maturity renounce any other citizenship acquired by virtue of one parent being a citizen of another country. No, and then it goes to say, no citizen of the republic shall be deprived of changed citizenship or any nationality. So it is saying here, if it is specified to say that if you are a Liberian and you are born in Liberia, it says here, from what I get from this, is wherever you are born in the world, once one of your parents is a Liberian citizen, you are a Liberian citizen till you reach the age of 18 and denounce that. But in our very constitution, it did not even state how do you denounce the citizenship of another country, but it's telling you that, but once you reach 18, you're no longer Liberian till you denounce. But they didn't put in that very constitution what is the process of denouncing, because if I'm born in America, automatically I'm a citizen. I didn't ask to be a citizen.
There are several ways of obtaining citizenship.
Okay.
What you just read is